up, Ledsun?
How's everyone doing? I'm Jason Ledsun. I'm one of the candidates running for mayor next to Nino. So,
Hello, Ledsun.
how's everyone's shift going? Is everyone having a wonderful day?
Too early.
Yeah.
Too
Yeah,
early?
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll keep it brief so I don't hold you guys up. As I said, I am running for mayor for the South. I'm looking to try help where I can, whether it be through helping with getting businesses approved quicker, offering extra funding to the PD to assist with vehicle upgrades to help your vehicles perform better, in addition to other funding for FTO related things and all that jazz. Some other things I'm looking at doing is also assisting the hospital with extra funding, as they've told me multiple times how they could do with it, as well as EMS as well. That's pretty much my gist. I'll keep it pretty blunt. I'm terrible at this public speaking stuff, so if you have any questions, feel free to shoot away and I will answer. Yeah, ask away.
Yeah, last night you said that you would plan on replacing
Fuck, that shit's...
Chief Moss and Chief Peters. Can you elaborate more on that today? You know, I think we're all curious.
Yeah, sure, I can elaborate on it. So my plans are I'm going to speak with everyone from high command, command, in addition to senior officers and officers, and I'll gauge where everyone's at, and I'll choose some candidates, and I'll place them up for a vote.
That's not what you said last night. You know, you said last night that you heard an alarming amount of people say that they didn't like Moss and Peters.
And like I said, I will speak with everyone in the PD and get a gauge on who they want to see being placed up for election.
Boss, there are snakes among us.
Yes, you in the back.
Okay.
Yeah, the state of the food court. What are your thoughts on that? And what do you think about someone named Jason Ledsun ransoming the coffee shop for $2 million?
Oh, that's crazy. I don't think I ransomed it for $2 million, but
Oh, was it 1.6?
if that's
Sorry. Hold on, let me call the guy.
rumor going around, then so be it. You know, rumors make people look silly.
What's your backstory?
My backstory, I worked in business. I originally started off as a mechanic, then moved into real estate. Now I just rent properties and... Oh, might be a snake outside. Need to get looked after. Yeah, I mainly just do business stuff, working with real estate mostly.
Okay. Have you noticed there's only 3 houses on the market valued at least many millions of dollars? How about the poor people? Okay, we can't afford to put a roof over our head.
I actually feel bad for him, bro. Oh my god, poor guy, brother. Like, oh man.
Oh, you already have a house. Well,
Ledsun is a nice dude.
Congratulations.
Damn, wait, y'all really threw her under the bus.
That's it. I'm transferring.
Bonuses! Wow.
Opal has a question right
Wait,
here.
did you tell him about the
yeah,
PD
shoot away,
party
Opal.
Friday, Peach?
Say you get elected at the end of your term, where do you see Los Angeles County being?
What was that, sorry?
Say you get elected at the end of the term, where do you see Los Angeles County?
Ideally, I see Los Santos County working with Blaine County, and we're working united together.
Yeah,
Pushing
I have
legislation
a question.
together. Yeah, ask away.
What's your affiliation with the organization known as the Saints?
He's running for the city?
My affiliation, I hang out with lots of people, so
Oh,
it just depends
you
where I
hang
am
out
at the time.
You hang out with
Not in
crooks and
denial.
killers?
I hang out with lots of people in the city. I'm a very personable person.
You never answered the question.
Yeah, what's your affiliation?
They are my
With
friends.
the Saints.
Yeah, they're my friends.
Friends with cop killers. You think that's gonna look good on your campaign? You know, the LSPD, this is a lot of votes in this room. You know, the Saints, they're killers. They shoot at us. You know, they try to kill us almost every day. And, you know, You're friends with them. You don't think that looks bad at all?
Well, I'm friends with a lot of people in this city, so
Yeah, you live
I
on
can't
Storm
control what
Drive.
my friends do. I'm sorry.
Holy shit.
I
Mm.
have a question. Are
Wow.
you gonna let us be in the south side?
I have no issues where you patrol.
He's not with the Saints. He's not crying.
Mm.
What's your plan for sort of your structure in the mayoral office? Do you have somebody in mind for your deputy or anything?
Actually, I'm not looking to choose a deputy. I'm actually looking to bring the council back. So there'll be a representative from the LSPD, from the BCSO, the hospital,
Wait,
EMS, and
wait.
I'll be appointing someone
wait, what?
you'll be
Ah!
able to apply for.
Wait.
Oh, no, so
Civilian.
you're bringing back the failed government. You think that's gonna work again? You know, it failed a few months ago. What makes you think that it's just
Oh
gonna
my
work again?
god!
You know, everybody
I will-
hated it for a reason.
I personally don't see how the council failed, but I thought it was a good
Well, the
way in
government
everyone
collapsed.
voicing
What do you
their
mean?
opinions.
What do you mean that it didn't fail? The government collapsed.
I think the council allowed people to voice their opinions no matter where they were from.
And is that why the entire city rebelled against the council and the DOJ specifically? Because they didn't like what they were doing?
From my understanding, the council wasn't the issue. So, and that
What was the
Max
issue
brought. Well, from my understanding, Max brought the PD together. Did he not?
Yeah. It really did bring people together.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, ask away.
What's the most controversial thing you'll do in office?
Oh, that's actually a really good question. I think the most controversial thing will be mending the rift between the North and the South and coming together to push legislation as a whole, as opposed to separate legislations.
You don't
I have
want
a
that.
Yes,
question.
miss, with the white hair.
Who do you want to be mayor of the North?
Oh, that's a hard question, honestly. Each person running has their own unique things, and I like what Pred has to offer, and I also like what Eve has to offer. So,
So you realize that if you want to do stuff, you're gonna have to get along with mayor of the North, right?
oh, 100%, and I get along well with Pred and also Eve as well. So, yes, miss in the back.
What are your thoughts on current mayor Nino Chavez
My current thoughts.
on how he's doing in office?
Nino has his way of running things, and you know, I have no ill will on the way he runs things. So,
Could you elaborate?
let me see. How do I elaborate a little bit better? Nino's pushed some really good legislations. Some people may disagree with, some that I agree with, some that others disagree with. So, at the end of the day, what I suggest is you vote for who you feel is going to better represent you.
So if you think he's doing a good job, then why do you feel the need to run?
So I think I can do a better job.
Oh shit.
Elaborate. I just think I can do a better job, and I'm a better people person than him.
Oh.
Take that back.
Oh my god.
So what will you do differently than him?
Well, what I suggest is if you vote for me, you'll find out what I'll do different.
All right, that's a great way to go about
I
it.
have a question. You don't have any plans at all.
Can I ask
a
about the additional funding for LSPD?
Yeah,
Uh,
ask away.
What do you mean by additional funding?
So by additional funding, I mean funding for being able to afford vehicle upgrades
How
for
is
your
it
vehicles.
additional? Like how? What is the additional amount?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have access to the budget, so I can't say exactly numbers. But based
So
on
is that a promise you can really make if you don't know what funding we already get?
well, at the moment, I can't really make assumptions. But based on what that has been shared, that your vehicles aren't driving well normally is an indicator that the vehicles probably need some maintenance and some upgrades, which I'm looking to help assist with that.
Doesn't the PD get free up or maintenance? Isn't that a thing?
No.
Yeah,
Maintenance
it
doesn't really
is.
help me driving my car that drives like a train right now.
Yeah, but neither do upgrades, unfortunately.
A train is crazy.
Yeah. What about FTO funding? What is your platform for that? What is your plan?
My platform for that is to push more funds into FTO funding, as I've been told by many FTOs that FTOs are paying out of pocket.
FTOs are paying
So
out of
funding
pocket for what?
For cadet equipment. So
Do you actually have a
I guess
plan,
my
or are you just
question
coming up
will
with all
be
this shit on the spot?
I'll save some of my questions for the mayoral debate, but
Oh, wait, is there one scheduled?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind there being one scheduled though. I think
Yeah,
you
let's
and
do
I
one
having the
today.
mayoral-
So
I can't do
you
one today,
have-
but I'm down to do one maybe in the next day or so if you're available at some point, Nino.
Could I
I'm
also
available
ask,
always.
Perfect.
Why aren't you talking to the people who actually manage the LSPD budget about budgetary needs?
Well, I've spoken to the people that do the training, and
I wouldn't talk to.
they've relayed to me that they're not getting any compensation. So
When did you have that discussion?
about a week ago.
Just, over a week ago, I just pushed out almost $500,000 in bonuses for FTOs. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So I would really like to know where this is coming from. Are you just making stuff up as you go?
Yeah.
Well, I've spoken with quite a lot of people from the PD, from the LSPD, definitely. So.
And what shift?
Both this shift and shift 3.
Okay.
Oh,
I've never even
shit,
met you.
that but-
And I lead shift 1 for training, and we don't need to pull money out of our butts to pay for cadets. So
there's also
Yo,
a cadet
Los
budget to
Santos
pay
County
for
strong.
cadet needs. So
Support.
wait, what?
Never mind.
again,
Hold on.
I'm-
Hold on. Actually, we're not going to tweet anything.
I'm wondering where this is coming from.
Yeah, can you say who you talked to, or? Can you
I
give
don't want to
names,
say who
or-
I've spoken to. They've spoken to me in confidence.
I
so.
could take a wild guess.
Guess.
Oh, I'm not putting
Yeah.
it on Front Street. I'll talk to you.
Air the speech out! Air the speech out right now!
Nah,
If you're not
nah.
willing to back up what you're saying with facts, I can't really take.
Well, I'm not
your
gonna.
words
He could
as
tell us.
fact.
I'm not gonna expose the person that's spoken to me in confidence
Oh,
and
so
told
now
me
it's
this.
a person.
I'm not gonna tell you who's telling me stuff.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, so are you here
it's
to help
a
us or
person.
yourself? I don't, or just the North, because all I'm hearing is you talk to 1 or 2 people, you want BCSO and LSPD to work together, and you don't even know what our problems are.
Maybe here to help the Saints.
Bobby,
Flippin'
I don't even know about that, but like, you
Yo.
understand? Like, you need to communicate with people, not just your friends or the friends of the friends, right?
Guys, he's just
Listen,
cooking,
you're entitled
okay?
to advise me of that, but I've been talking to people, and obviously, you're not being communicated with backwards, so that I don't know
Crazy.
what more you want me to do.
Are you talking to your friends or people in the police department?
I'm
first
speaking with people in the
mayoral,
police department,
guys.
but I'm not going to turn this into a back and forth. I don't think it's going to be productive turning it into a back and forth.
What type of legislation are you looking at pushing? You have anything planned?
So some of the things I got planned is pushing for legislation that will allow for a new LSPD chief every 3 months. So I'll be putting into legislation that the mayor's office going forward will no longer have the
That's already in
say
law.
in who's appointed. What was that? Sorry, Nino?
That's already in law.
Isn't
Wait,
now.
what isn't? What
Last
isn't
time I
now?
checked, it wasn't.
There isn't a needed cadence. The mayor can pick a chief. So.
Okay, so what
But
does
once it's
that
put
do for the
into leg-
people? Like, I'm like, that's
well, that
what you
takes
want
away
to
the
do
power
for
from
who?
the mayor. That takes the power away from the mayor and gives the power back to the LSPD.
Okay.
Oh.
Why should I choose your boss, right?
Well, I mean, you already said you're
That
gonna
should be up
replace
to
them,
all of you.
So
All right.
it
Hey.
seems like you are trying to choose.
All right.
Yeah, I got a question. I got one more question.
Didn't he say that he's gonna let the LSPD give him candidates though?
Yes, Bobby, your question?
I revoke the question.
No worries.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I look forward to if you guys have a debate. Honestly, I think that would benefit all everybody running,
Yeah.
so we can learn more about you and kind of what
Absolutely.
you're supporting. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Nino, we should, if you're up for it, did you want Silas in on the debate as well?
I think we have a judge here. Maybe she could help us get a debate set up. I think it would be inappropriate for me to set it up.
We'll have a conversation.
No, that's fair.
Beautiful. Thank you very
You
much.
can't outrun.
I think that would benefit everybody running and us
All right.
as well.
Let me step aside for you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Silas. All
Silas,
right.
Nino, Jesus.
Ledsun, sorry, my apologies.
Jesus, that's so insulting.
It's ADMC, Saints, the same thing. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to say there's not much I can say. I'm not gang affiliated, first and foremost. I have friends across many crews, civilian, felon, law enforcement, justices, medical staff, etc. At the end of the day, I've seen multiple ends of the spectrum, and I want to start by saying, what did we do in the last 3 months? And sometimes that's hard to kind of bullet point. So let me just cut through this real quick. We had a material crisis when I got in office. We were negative $2 million in debt. Our county is now sitting at $140 million. We have paid out. Shut the fuck up, Bobby.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor.
We have paid out somewhere around the line of $10 million to various events throughout the city. We have been paying for 3 times the originating budget of the LSPD compared to the previous administration. 40 pieces of legislation have been written by my staff. That is more than double the amount written in the 6 months of the previous mayor. Now you might be wondering, what did that legislation do? It's gotten you free repairs. It's gotten you free food. We have since purchased a $5.2 million EMS helicopter, which my staff has requested about 2 months back, and we just fulfilled their order yesterday. You will see that in operation very soon. We've got MOPEC, which has brought reinvigorated sanitation under the helm of Wyatt and Cleo, which has in turn been funding the material drought directly to mechanic shops, of which there are now 3 times as many. I want you to think about how difficult it was for you to get a repair 3 months back versus where things are today. Journalism and freedom of press. This is something that is often forgotten, but we have baked in protections for the various independent media outlets throughout the state. We have put up losantos.me that allows any citizen, law enforcement, and otherwise to post their articles freely. The amount of approvals for businesses, there was only 12 businesses approved in 6 months by the Thoroughbred administration. There are now 42 approved businesses, each one of which sat down with my staff for 30 minutes to an hour, describing their business and allowing us to help massage it in a direction that made sense. And in turn, when you pull up the yellow pages or you pull around the corner, whether it's the old garage by Mirror Park or go down to the plaza down in Little Seoul, you'll see these businesses in operation. EMS and doctors are now being paid a fair wage. For 6 months, they were getting paid $600 an hour. They're now getting paid $2,500 to $3,500. This is both EMS and doctors. My staff consists of doctors, ex-judges, lawyers, and journalists. These individuals represent the people. They're not felons. They've never been felons. In fact, they've held various positions throughout government. So when you ask yourself, why vote for me? It's because we're done writing most of the legislation that we need. Just take a look. What is left?
Wow.
ISO.
What is left is the ISO legislation, polygamy, and marriage licenses, and a series of other things that finally will allow us to bring some goddamn flavor back to Los Santos. Go ahead, Alana. What's up?
What about legislation for like Jeb and Peach to get married?
Well, like I said, polygamy and marriage.
What the flipper? Oh,
I mean, listen, people should be able to marry whoever they love. That's what I believe in.
Even if they're related.
Well, you know.
I am not screwing my brother.
There is
a marriage legislation.
So
you need the opposite.
There is there was something brought up by Ledsun previously talking about bringing back the cabinet. I think that is absolutely fundamentally foolish. It's the people need to represent the county, not the various administrative heads. We are democratically elected. Myself as the mayor, in turn, the chief of police. In turn, there should be a vision for the people so that they feel like they have a voice on who is serving and protecting them. Now, unbeknownst to perhaps some of y'all, but we put together the Los Santos Legislative Council, which is 35 individuals spread across the county, law enforcement, civilians, doctors, etc., vendors, who have had access to our drafts for each piece of legislation that has passed over the last 7 weeks. We, under my administration, we are planning to bring us to the next level, which is the 5 districts. Central Los Santos, Cypress, Mirror Park, Little Seoul, and Vespucci. Each one of these districts will be able to elect a representative based on their residency. And those individuals will be able to be the beacon and a voice. Now, who resides in central Los Santos County? Well, the police department. I don't think Blaine County needs a seat, nor should they have a seat. This is our county, and our voices should be the ones determining how this county operates. Now, that goes on to the next step. Do we need to work with Blaine County? Absolutely. And I am that individual. Fred is someone that I can communicate with, I can scream at, and later that evening we'll get on a phone call and we'll figure out our differences and we'll find a way forward. Now, for those who don't know, Eve Summers used to be a part of my staff, and she was able to get a promotion as a deputy mayor up north. She is my niece, and we've already had our discussions about how we can work together to make sure that, unlike the last 3 months, we'll be able to work together in order to get some of this legislation passed at a state level. Whether it's the G6 legislation that protects civilians from being able to protect themselves from getting robbed, or whether it's ensuring that licensing between fishing and hunting has some form of consistency. Now, here is the most important bit. The next 3 months is going to be a lot of auditing that is going to be taking place by my office. You've probably, and if you have not, seen the open letter over at City Hall, you're going to see a lot more of that. The Constitution is the beating heart of San Andreas. And I think all parties need to be reminded of that. And we'll ensure that the proper channels are taken so that a bunch of dumbwits do not pass things and enforce things that should not be enforced. See some of the recent contestants. Any questions?
Yes.
As for Moss, yeah, of course I'm going to keep her there. Because Moss, when I look around this department 3 months ago, all I could see was depression and people just feeling like they didn't have a place. And Moss built that home, and that home is going to get stronger. There are more officers on duty in the LSPD today. There are more people on the streets that look at you and have a sense of you know, they don't see you guys like the enemies that they used to. That divide has closed. And I want that bridge to continue to get mended. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, I got a question.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, you were saying how Ledsun's idea of the council is bad, but then you said that you have basically a bunch of people who are working for you, and then you brought in that you would make every district that is, you know, mainly gang
So you're
district.
confused about the three different things? Absolutely.
I am not
So
confused about it.
the console, so having a series of voices that can weigh in on opinions is not the concern. It is the makeup of who those opinions are. Now, having a campaign staff is not the equivalent to having a city council. A city council previously was made up of a individual appointed by the mayor. It was the deputy mayor. It was the head of medical staff. It was a representative from the police department. In other words, the city council was not a Democratic majority. It was a Democratic minority, which meant that regardless of which mayor or deputy you voted in, they did not have voting power. Whereas the districts that I'm referencing are is a representative democracy. You understand the fundamental difference?
I get it, but then you also brought up that you want to, you know, have people from the from each district that, and every single one that you named is mostly gang affiliated.
Wait, what is
Like
gang
Cypress,
affiliated?
Like Cypress, like Mirror Park.
Wait,
Littlesoul.
you know those are districts, right?
Yep, and every single one of them has most people from gangs.
I don't understand your question.
Well, you know,
You're saying
people
most
were
of the
asking
city.
about-
So hold on. Let me make sure I understand this. So you're saying all the districts that are in Los Santos are gangs, and therefore them voting in a representative is
No,
okay. Go ahead.
that's not what I'm saying. But you know, before people were asking Ledsun if he's
Yeah.
friends with the Saints, you know, as a gang, he said he's friends with them, and you know, it was immediately Ledsun is, you know, gonna be partial to them. But we know that, you know, there's most of the people where we, you know, meet them in those parts of areas are gang members who actually shoot us every day. So I'm
Are
just
you
wondering,
against democracy?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Communism.
So
I'm
how
very
would
much
you?
pro
ju-
democracy? But you know, just wondering.
Okay, so the makeup. So I'm trying to understand you. I'm trying to follow your logic here. So you're saying that the districts of Los Santos County should not be voting in the mayor of Los Santos County because all those counties are made up of people that might shoot you?
Nope, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. Does anyone else want to reword what he's trying to say? I want to make sure I answer his question
I
appropriately.
think he's trying to say, are you fucking the gangbangers?
I am not actually, but I might be. I'm very, you know, I'm pro. You know, however you want to have your relationships. To be honest,
He did say he was
Sex is
friends
good.
with everyone.
Yeah.
I do have a question on the council.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, are your council members able, like, can they have?
We don't. I'm
felonies with their,
anti-council.
So okay, sorry. What are you calling then the 35 people staff? Is like staff? What is?
The
Wait, what 35
representatives
people?
Of
The
like each.
representative.
Are you talking about the cabinet or the district heads?
The people are going to be representing the district. Well,
They're elected. They're elected officials.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I assume then they can't be felons, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. You cannot hold any form of public office as a felon. Yeah. Yeah. Does that answer your question? I didn't get your name. The one about the that was confused earlier.
Tackleberry? Yeah.
Tackleberry. Yes. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Yep.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Perfect. Absolutely. Yeah. The I thought that goes without saying. Yeah. Whoever the district heads are would have to be civilians. And let me go a little bit further. I think. Let me ask you a question. How many of you guys have a docket posting up today? And are waiting for that docket to resolve? No one's got docket postings here.
Bobby? Bobby?
Bobby does.
Bobby?
Oh, I don't think Bobby's here anymore. All right, any other questions? All right. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Wait, I have one.
Oh, yeah.
real
Go
quick.
ahead, DJ.
What kind of like? So are these people just a voice for their district, or do they have like a level of authority as well in
Absolutely.
said district?
Yeah. So I know. Okay. So today we have about 35 people across Los Santos. Like I said, vendors, mechanics, people from different circles. And the reason that we put this together is the reality is, and I'm sure you guys fall into the same category too. There is so much legislation and so many words. People don't want to read that shit, right? And so the problem that we were running into was we would write legislation, you would post it up. It might take 2 weeks before the DOJ responds. And now all of a sudden people are like, what the hell is this about? And so what this what this review board effectively allowed was people to review the drafts in advance. In fact, I think Ledsun may be on it too. Ledsun, are you not on the review board?
On the what? Sorry.
The review board? I could have sworn you've got access to it. But regardless,
no, I'm not on the review board.
the what ultimately became of it was instead of letting people see the legislation the moment it hits the MDT, we wanted to give it to people in advance. So, for example, let's say Trigg's ISO legislation goes up. It shouldn't be just me and him seeing it. It should be the entirety of the city. So having people that are interested in reading it and then telling their friends what it's about was ideal. This is to advance on this and give those, instead of having 35 people that eventually kind of give up, putting district heads in place that can review the legislation in advance of it going to the DOJ. So that way, you, the people, can get your voices properly represented in law. So it's a logistical solution. Welcome back, Bobby. Does that answer your question, DJ?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I
All
think
right.
that hit
Easy.
pretty well.
All right. Easy. All right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Any other questions? Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Alana.
Oh, I'm starting the Bimbos for Nino campaign.
Oh, okay.
So if you're a bimbo, self-proclaimed.
That's crazy. Why don't you go be a bimbo for Pred?
Really? Peach, now is not the time. I'm not going to defend my man right now. I'm trying to get votes for Nino.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right.
That's crazy.
Stop being jealous.
Wow.
I'm not flipping jealous.
You are jealous. Now's not the time, Peach.
All right.
Sorry, Nino.
Fantastic. One last thing. My question to y'all, in regards to these vehicle changes that you guys are witnessing. As you know, my administration did open up the tuna shop. And before the election, I am hoping to get some of that resolved. So for those of you guys having these issues, I'm gonna have a conversation and see if I can look into that, because I don't think those pots are gonna solve anything. I think the issue is they may not be ISO compliant, and once me and Trig, get that legislation sorted out, maybe the ECU and the vehicles might figure themselves out. Isn't that right, Trig?
Yeah, Trig.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
May I ask
Fantastic.
something?
Yeah, go ahead,
We need
Anita.
those cars.
Yeah. So
Please.
since the whole like car things and whatever, our cars
Yeah.
drives like shit if they don't have anything, right? And you're saying that the parts don't change. So I drove a car that did had some parts and it was handling a little bit better. Like I would say like 20 to 30% a little bit better at least.
Was it the
So
Taurus?
they do. It was a Taurus, yeah. So they 100%
Yeah.
make some difference because without it, holy shit, I cannot like break or anything like that. And
Yeah.
it actually becomes a little bit of a danger on pursuits.
Oh
how
no, did
bad
I meme
they
too
can be.
hard? All right.
You have to be super careful, literally driving.
Yeah, I mean, I sat in Den's car and I've sat in Maxwell's car. I think, like I said, it seems like maybe the timing belt might be off on some of them. But yeah, anyways. All right. All right,
Yeah,
fantastic.
probably.
All right, easy. All right, well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, any
Thanks.
ones that you want to ask in person, feel free. My number's in the yellow pages. And I have a guest coming in maybe the next hour or two to assist you guys.
Hashtag bimbos for
All right.
Nino.
Whoa, what do you mean by gas? Assist with what?
Something for on fire. Yeah.
What about
Oh.
the taxes?
What about taxes?
What are you gonna do to taxes?
Taxes were so we have reduced taxes pretty significantly about 2 weeks ago, I want to say.
Woo!
Yeah, so taxes are pretty low. I think they're down to like 12%, 15%. I have to check.
February.
Yeah. So budget's very balanced. I mean, it's been sitting at 140 million. Listen, if you guys need money, all you got to do is request it. You know, easy.
Can I get
Okay, okay.
200K?
Could we get
Well,
some money for the pursuit
the
unit, Mr.
legal
Mayor?
requests. So just look up the proper legislation. You'll see the form in there. Just fill it out and boom, boom. I just need to justify it. All right. Easy. All right. Thank you.
Perfect.
All right.
Where's Bubby?
Hey.
It's not all about Bobby, Peach.
Hi, everybody. You know, the
Welcome
thing
back,
has
Forte.
gone long enough, okay?
Hey, man.